My allowance used to buy a whole candy aisle, but now it barely covers one chocolate bar. If the economy is so great and we have all these resources, why am I broke?
They keep talking about job growth, and then they just revise the numbers a month later. Meanwhile, my neighbor's house is in foreclosure. Pete, is this a real economy or just some fancy math?
Is this whole thing just fake?
Today is going to be my peaceful day.
We're peaceful in the diner here with some jazz in the background. We're going to get some Nina Simone up later. And we got Peter Ristudi, Professor Pete's here, and Katie out in Minneapolis and out in Seattle, Washington. We got Jamie. Hey, all. Hey, gang. Everybody's here.
Hi.
And we're trying something weird today. I hope it might work. We got a chat room set up over on Trail Mix here. We got two sets of chat rooms. We got our private VIP chat room right here, which is just Trail Mix subscribers only. And then we got on the side screen here, we'll have our comments from YouTube, which sometimes includes a bunch of maggots and yelling at us, but we don't mind. Because, the YouTube robots count maggots too, and so the more engagement, the better, right? All right, I got my list of questions for you, Pete, right here.
Oh, great.
And we're going to start with the impact of tariffs.
All right. Now that one's pretty easy.
Let me give that a gong. Let me give that the impact of tariffs.
Oh, this one's pretty easy. And I love the gong. It's terrific. Tariffs are a prosperity killer, and it's always been that way. And the reason we got to this first situation is that some economists, let me take that back, no economist, but President Trump believes that the balance of trade is a really important number, and it means nothing. All it means is that our people have more money and can afford to buy more of their junk than they can afford to buy of our junk, and that means nothing. That's if anything, it's a good sign. Really, it's that we're doing that way. So now trying to change the balance of trade through tariffs is just ridiculous, and you can see it. Basically, we kind of joke about taco, that Trump always chickens out, and that's really what's been going on.
What is that? Trump always chickens out. Is it? That's what?
And that's what they call it on Wall Street. And really, only 1/4 of the things he has talked about ever come true. So it's, I think, it's a way of distracting.
Being
people.
Generous. That's very.
Yeah, that's the number I heard. But it's, you look at it. We haven't done it since 1928, and that led to 1929. So it's something. If you're playing around with your calendar, so it's never worked. It led us into the Great Depression, and the other thing is, I guess you're probably going to get to this later, but I came from the investment world. I always trusted the numbers. I mean, I thought, who else could do this but the government? But when Trump fired the head of labor statistics because they didn't like the numbers, well, what are you going to believe? I mean, it's just nuts.
Well, now I saw one of the board governors, the one out in Chicago, I think, a younger guy who I think was in the Obama administration, so he may be coming from a certain place. But anyway, he was complaining about that they, as the Fed makes decisions, they are unsure about the numbers they're getting from the government. And he suggested, or more than that they're going to outside sources for data to make Federal Reserve decisions, which I thought was unbelievable.
Yeah, if that's true, that is really bad. And the thing is, the way it's going with all the, every morning him changing some sort of commerce rule, it's made it. I visit companies all the time, and it's made it impossible for them to do long-term planning. And for investors, God help us, we don't know what's going on next. But I do think I know why we've never ever seen this. Is we have the stock market rising and we have gold rising at the same time, and they just don't. But what's happening is gold is something you go into when you think there's perilous times ahead. I mean, that's was considered it's something that would benefit as things got worse, and stocks go up when things are looking better. And the reason is, and this has never happened, is you've got stocks are really, the market is always looking ahead. And one of the things they're seeing is that we're going to see millions of layoffs, which is going to lower the cost for these companies, and earnings, which is really what drives them, is going to soar. Now you're going to leave hundreds and millions, you can leave millions of people on the street, but that's the case. And then gold is a situation where unrest is good for them. So I never seen that. It's been one or the other.
I had something here. Somebody emailed me after I sent out the email this morning about asking me about this Mark Carney's book called Values, where he talks about gold, and he makes the point we have moved from a market economy to a market society, and this is now undermining our basic social contract of relative equality of outcomes, equality of opportunity, fairness across generations. And he gets into the gold, saying the gold lies pointlessly in our vaults, a vestige of a bygone era. But when financial markets value gold for its perceived safety, not for its relative revealed beauty, the gold price surges with fears of financial distress. I see these ads all the time.
Oh yeah, I know what you're watching.
Particularly on the right-wing channels, which I watch so nobody else has to, and they're constantly selling gold. I mean, constantly selling gold. I mean, I see some shows that's all they have for advertisers. There's
right
gold.
And they've, scary.
Hey, Jack.
And you see like Arabs with with big machine guns and everything to scare you more into it. But gold inherently is worthless. It never gets used in an industrial process the way copper and silver and platinum work. There's no there. And where gold gets used, like in jewelry, which is a drop in the bucket. So yeah, that's a very that's showing you how much how the economy is split. And one of the things is the thing, Craig, that people starting to talk about is it's a two-tiered economy. If you're wealthy, it has never been better than this. It is incredible.
Yeah.
But if you're not a billionaire or a millionaire or something like that, you're really suffering. And they're just not getting their word out there, I guess, or they can't. But it's terrible. And I love the gold tokens where it's worth 10 times more because you got Trump's face on it or something.
All right. That's ridiculous. Get back to my original question then on the impact of tariffs. I want to throw this at you because I have a feeling you'll give a better answer than this guy, and then we'll open it up to everybody else. But I have a feeling you could answer this question better than this idiot.
Oh, we never met the man.
Sorry, well,
who pays tariffs?
Sorry,
Mr. Secretary, please.
Excuse me.
The
You
question
can't
is
even
simple.
begin
Who
to
pays
answer
tariffs,
the
Mr.
question.
Chairman? I'd like him to answer that question.
Well,
He wants to answer other questions.
well, Congressman, if the
I couldn't believe this.
Just like tariffs so much, why wouldn't they?
Oh my God!
It goes on and on like that for like 5 minutes.
Kind of reminds me
asked
of
was
the
who
scarecrow.
pays tariffs. He couldn't answer. He could answer. He just didn't want to. Right.
Right. I used to work. I was the assistant state treasurer in Louisiana. We had to testify to the House and Senate. You knew what the questions were going to be, and you were kind of pretty dumb for not preparing those answers. Man. But no, let's get.
What's your answer?
It is the American consumer, and one of the other thing is we've been measuring inflation for many years, but when you're screwing around with this much of the economy, you really have to talk about affordability, which is kind of tough to get for a number. But every one of those people you spoke to earlier, they see it, and Yeah, just little luncheons places I would go in New Orleans. You could get out for $10 is now $20. It's just crazy. But that is the answer though. It's the American consumer that's paying all this, and I don't think you've seen the total impact, because I think there are some ships at sea from China that haven't arrived, or they're getting around things, getting around tariffs. But no, there was no question right from the beginning. That's who pays it.
Yeah. Oh, up the floor here, we got Katie in Minneapolis, Jack in Missouri, Jamie in Seattle, Washington. Anybody paying higher prices you want to talk about for anything, or?
Well, I flew my old Chinese New Year's flag because the price of my Chinese flags went from I think it was like $10 that I'd been paying, and they want over 20 now.
Ah.
Now you're saying the American flag built by Chinese, made by Chinese.
No. I'm down here in the redneck world, and I don't fly my American flag because it makes you associated with some idiots I don't want to be associated with.
And it's a shame
that flagpole that I put up whatever seasonal flag should be flown. And sometimes I put up my Klingon flag just to let them know they better not mess with me.
Well, now you said the Chinese New Year's flag is what?
I went with an old one from 2021, the year of the ox, and that's pretty close to a horse, isn't it?
Well, we learned yesterday on Trail Mix from Pat D that we're in the year of the horse now, right?
Yeah, well, an ox and a horse, it's the same thing.
Well, you can get off easy in May. Just any towel in the house you can hang out for towel days.
Well, we don't want to give up. That's the no. I have a friend who she told me she was going to hang an ISIS flag out in front, and she thought she'd be guaranteed police protection.
I mean, have fun.
But what's being said there, by the way, is the dollar is so weak. I mean, that's one reason.
Is that your flag, Jack?
Well, if you put a bull on there instead of a horse, that's my flag.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right, because this is the current year of the horse.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of China and back to tariffs, we're going to connect the dots now. Is Rebellious Renee yesterday, who's our weaver? She, in fact, I've got one of hers right. Yeah, she made this for me. She weaved this coaster. She weaves coasters, which I like.
No way.
The glasses that bleed, liquid, that sweat. That's not bleed, sweat. Glasses that sweat. These coasters, these yarn coasters, soak up the sweat. I just can't say enough about it. Anyway, she has trouble now getting her yarn from China has gone up dramatically, and she can't even get it. So Rebellious Renee in New Hampshire's yarn weaving, yarn coaster production is way down.
Craig, it's really tough in New Hampshire because if you're in jail, they teach you to make it says live free or die, which I think is kind of mean spirited. And so, but I'm from Boston, so it's just one state over.
Yeah. I don't know. We got off track there, Jack. Did you actually have a question, or where were we going? I forget. Or maybe we weren't going anywhere.
I think we were doing like we usually do, wandering around lost.
It's our motto. The motto of our digital diner here is "We wonder as we wander."
Oh, okay, that's a bumper sticker. Yes.
And a quick plug here for Pete's show here. This is it on Instagram? Is that where it is?
Well, it's on NPR in New Orleans called Out to Lunch, but we turned the show into a podcast. And if you go to itsneworleans.com, I'm sorry, yeah, it's neworleans.com. We've archived all the shows, and we've had 15 years. Yeah. Oh, we 15 years, 1,200 guests. So
1,200 guests.
Wow.
15 years.
And some of them have been big companies. Some of them have been mainly small entrepreneurs, because that's really where the jobs come from. It really is small business. And then the big companies don't want to say anything on air. They bring their public relations woman. All I'm asking is, like, who's your favorite Beatle? And
it's itsneworleans.com. Let's see here. Put it up here. It's neworleans.com. Is that it?
Yep. I think it's the Out to Lunch in there.
Yeah, and because you guys get into talking a lot about, you talk to a lot of CEOs and so on, right?
Yeah, we talk to a lot of small business people that are almost a better indicator, because what about their ability to get started? And they really know all the little costs and things like that. The big companies, it kind of just siphons off everywhere. So it's funny, because we've had some big companies, but then we had, like, a couple of weeks ago, we had a guy who only sells carnivorous plants.
Carnivorous?
Yeah. So I said, like, Venus flytraps, and he was like, "Oh God, that's so plebeian." I don't know. They got other ones that just eat co-eds. It's
Well, do they have one that eats fruit flies? I had an attack of fruit flies.
That works. The fruit fly thing.
I think your plant would do that.
Yeah,
I actually got one of these. My sister-in-law Dale told me about, where they put vinegar and detergent in it. It's a mixture of apple cider vinegar and detergent, and you put it in here right beside where you see the fruit flies, and they went away. Well, they didn't go away; they went in here. Again, but
transported. No, yeah, they're being. Oh God, they're being deported.
Nobody else has anything. We'll go to my next question. On my list, I had an
you really think I can read that?
Why the economy appears to be chugging along? Why is the stock market up? Why? I got 3 questions here. Why does GDP, inflation, and employment figures look so strong? I got this. I'm on to this because yesterday we had one of our maggots come on here and start hooting and hollering. The economy's going to come back in November in the midterms, and you're going to lose. You're going to lose. The economy's roaring back. They've got this narrative going on in their world right now. The economy is roaring back. You just wait and see. And so what do you say to that?
Oh, I tell you, the good thing that for Trump is that he walked right into this AI boom, and you get, like, for instance, we have a big meta facility they're building in north central Louisiana, and it's going to be pretty amazing. But we've got 5,000 construction workers working on that. But when it's done, the estimates are you'll have 300 employees. And so we're getting at the front end, because, it looks crazy to me if you didn't think about that. You're laying off thousands and thousands of people, these big companies. Why shouldn't that be showing up in the numbers? It's all these AI centers being built. And
oh, really? Now, how is that affecting? Because of all the people they're hiring to build the centers, you mean?
Yeah. But that's very much the short term. Long term, it's 300 employees. It's not 5,000 per facility. And I think that's kind of what's doing it. The interesting thing now in the stock market about that is for the last 2 years, everybody wanted to own Meta and NVIDIA and all that kind of thing. But now this year, and this is what's more, in a way, more important, is the stocks of applied AI are really soaring. So the companies themselves, not the people that are involved in the industry, but are starting to see how much more, when they lay all these people off, they can earn for earnings per share. And that took like a year and a half for them to figure out. And that's the plays now. Everything from Caterpillar to, I'll give you a good example. The people that the people at farmers, they used to be picking the crops and doing all that, and I'm sure they still are. But what they do is, these are just amazing. They set the settings to what they need. They go to bed at night, and that tractor runs all night long. It runs the exact. I mean, it's amazing. You get up. That's the kind of farmer I want to be. Is you get up in the morning and go, I did a great job. It's
just autopilot.
Yeah.
Winter, we got our friend Winter from Germany here. Germany, we get a lot of European folks now, Peter, because the timing is good. I asked AI when I set this up, I said, what time of the day are most humans awake on the planet? And AI said 11 a.m. And so we catch a lot of folks in Europe who are just getting off work and so on. But anyway, I believe he's got is this a Mardi Gras related question, Winter? Because Peter is in New Orleans. He's not only an expert on international finance, but also Mardi Gras. And
no.
And so he's asking, have you enjoyed the short video I put out? What are you saying? Do you know what he's talking about, Katie?
I know. I saw the video, and it is hilarious. Let me find it. Hold on.
I'll find
Hold
it.
the phone.
Okay, you go find it and send me the link. We'll watch it.
I think I sent it to my friend.
I saw carnival floats, and I thought this might be a connection.
Oh, no, wrong one.
To Mardi Gras. But,
no, I saw it, and I was like, oh, I need to put that on. And then I'm like, I got to find it again.
Yeah, you know what's funny at Tulane is my...
Here's your picture for Mardi Gras you sent me, Peter.
Yeah, but and that's why you and I got in a big conversation about Piggly Wiggly.
Yeah, guys, Peter and I, we got focused on doing this podcast today because Peter and I got into a whole big long discussion about Piggly Wiggly. Is that only in the South?
Only in the, there's a little bit like in Wisconsin, but they're only in the South, and they were the first. As much as you giggle about Piggly Wiggly and the name and all, they were the first grocery store to have self-checkout. Up until then, you went to the counter like in the old movies, and the guy used a special stick to give you a can of corn or something. They were the first to let you have a shopping cart and pick your own stuff.
Found it.
Yeah.
Did you find it, Katie? Okay, you gonna send it to me in private?
Yeah, I'm sending it to you right now.
Oh, okay. All right. We'll see what Winter's talking about. Winter's.
You're gonna love it.
It was a great Mardi Gras, by the way. We had perfect weather, and I think the crowd they were up like 10% from where I've seen them. And I love it. Tulane is my students. I give them a big story in the beginning that there's only two ways to really get arrested: is fighting, even fake fighting, or public urination. And they think that's really funny, but that is how you you'll end up in central lockup. But it's funny though.
Winter here says that I guess he says we call it carnival. Is that?
Wow. I guess that's it. We call it. That's just a different spelling, I guess, because we call it carnival, and that encompasses the everyday. So it's so funny when people ask you like, when is Mardi Gras going to be this year? And it's all tied to the church. It's when is the Epiphany? When does Lent start? You get all these things, and of course, when you think of Mardi Gras, the last thing you think of is the church. But that's
the thing that Catholicism's real big in Germany, isn't it, Winter? So I guess you've got the same sort of stuff going on with Catholics over there. So, Katie, you
in the private chat window.
I love the video.
Yeah, I got it.
Oh,
it's hilarious.
All right, I gotta put it on the screen here. I'm enjoying it. I just haven't figured out how to share it.
you can hear it.
You can hear it, right?
Yeah.
There it is.
Oh.
It's sharing me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Probably make it.
Those are great floats. Just the artisticness of it. It's just like, wow.
Here we go. We'll start from the beginning in a larger screen.
Deutschland, fest und frei im eigenen Land. Deutschland.
Now, is that why you're talking about winter? I guess he is. This is in Germany, or is this what we're looking at?
Yeah, it was in Germany.
Yeah.
The German Mardi Gras, Peter. Did you know?
Wow, I like it. Very few rules there.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Wow.
Thank you, Winter.
That is great. That's terrific. You know, we had a guy on the show who we had two guys. We always have two people, and one of them was really his really big 3D printers, and it was kind of endless what he could do. And the other guy was a guy from Italy, and I'm Italian, so this isn't an insult or anything. And his family has made floats for 300 years in Italy, and now we're starting to make some of the floats in New Orleans. And at the end of the show, we always take a picture together. And the Italian guy says to the 3D guy, he says, if you ever make with your 3D printer a beautiful woman, you call me. That's the most Italian thing I can think of. Oh.
Now, Winter's asking, Mardi Gras means Fat Tuesday, right? Is that actually
Yep.
what the words Mardi Gras means?
Yep. We have out in the suburbs, and then it's followed by Lent and Ash Wednesday. So you're supposed to give something up. I think I'm going to give up church. I think for I think
rebellious.
I think my favorite thing about a Catholic friend of mine for the Lent season is all the Catholics giving up would give up meat, but they'd eat big old piles of shrimp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, hey, I'm from here in the middle of the world where meat's cheap and easy, and shrimp's expensive, and only rich people buy it.
My stepdad during Lent will go and get like the fish sandwiches from Arby's or whatever fast food place.
Oh, yeah.
That's what he does.
You were absolutely right, because New Orleans is very, very Catholic, and Popeyes is the only fried chicken place that serves seafood. It doesn't look like it makes any sense, but that's what it's about. They don't want to give up 40 days without eating chicken.
And rebellious Renee, when you said that, Peter, I thought of rebellious Renee this morning. She put up, I usually give up religion for Lent. Pat D this morning asked everybody what they're giving up.
Oh, good.
Rebellious said, I usually give up religion for Lent, but I like the idea of adding something. Because she's getting back now. I got a little bit serious this morning in response to Pat D asking this. She said, giving up today begins the two religious rituals, Ramadan and Lent. Giving up, that's what we're going to give up. And so this has been bugging me a bit lately. Is instead of giving up something, I think the maggots ought to try to gain something called empathy. I heard this phrase the other day that is driving me nuts. Listening to one of their podcasts, one of the right-wing podcasts, that he was making fun of people who worry about the immigrants that are getting detained and beaten up and the detention centers and all that. And his whole point was that, that when we care about other people, we're just destroying ourselves. And he came up with this insane phrase that I've now learned is a big phrase in that world: suicidal empathy. Suicidal empathy. So what they're conditioning people. So this was my point. It's a dark bit of conditioning to convince people that their best human instincts are actually their greatest weakness. Okay, end of rant.
Well, he's probably a Christian too. That's the thing that drives me up the wall. Is I don't know. It just doesn't fit, and it's wrong. So, I think the biggest part of the Bible was, take care of those less fortunate, and certainly the big beautiful bill didn't do that.
It does fit in very nicely with the white nationalists that we got to protect the white race.
Yep, you got it.
And glass onion, I agree. Those floats would look really good for the no.
Oh, you're right, Glass Onion. Because is
Mhm.
everybody getting ready? Because let's see, I've got it over here. The actual date somewhere. Is this it? Yeah, March 28th
Mhm.
is the next No Kings March.
Yep.
Wonderful.
And that last one was fan. That's the one. Those are the same people that did the 7 million people
Mhm.
back in the summer, or whenever that was. And we had a couple 100,000 here. My neighborhood, we started in my neighborhood, and I think we had about 5,000 or 6,000 just in my little neighborhood. So yes, the floats would be a brilliant idea.
And we just put them back in a warehouse. No reason we can't bring them out.
There you go.
Yeah.
Easy peasy.
Yeah, you ought to get on that, Peter. You ought to get out your floats for No King's Day.
Speaking of which, Midas Touch and Move On are hosting the People's State of the Union next on the February 24th at 8 p.m.
Oh God, State of the Union's coming up, isn't it?
Yeah. So this is to combat Trump's State of the Union. Because we're doing alternative events now. So it looks they have several senators and representatives that are going to be there, and yeah, I'll talk about the changes we want to make.
This is our first attempt at my brand new launched today private chat room in Trail Mix for Trail Mix subscribers only, and our friend Pogue is our first guinea pig here, and he says just back relaxing and listening to our conversation, and my motto is if you don't know where you're going, it doesn't matter which path you take.
Yeah, and we're getting there quick, but it's I love to mention the Midas, because I remember that comedian that said my father had the Midas touch, whatever he got near turned into muffler shops. So
well, because I knew we would get distracted, because it's what we always do. Is I'm getting back. That's why I made a list of my questions for Peter, for Professor Pete. So now you alluded to this earlier, and I definitely wanted to get into it. Is should we believe the economic numbers? Is this economy fake? These numbers.
I don't think we should believe them. When the shutdown came, the investment firms tried to take that over, and they did. They did the best they could. I mean, obviously, in their best interest to get real numbers. But no, I think once he fired the person from labor and bureau statistics, if you want to keep your job, you've got to say what he wants you to say. And I don't believe him at all. And it's really tough about that.
Telling the truth, right? There were two people fired, I think, weren't there?
That's right. And the weird thing, the tough thing about it is all over the world, people really believed in the U.S. statistics. I mean, it was like the gold standard. And I imagine those people don't believe either.
Well, I know I'm fairly skeptical lately on them. And I don't know what you do, especially if your job depends on having good numbers.
Yeah.
Yes, Opal, it will be our TPUSA halftime show.
Yeah, I like it.
Hey, Opal's here. Opal's our maggot chaser, Peter.
Okay.
Yeah.
When we get maggots in here, he goes after them.
I think that would be great on a resume, like fluent in French maggot chaser. It's like,
yeah, there we go.
I think the interesting thing, talking about going back on the numbers and stuff, is just observing. And I'm here in southern Missouri, and this is a very low wage area. I sometimes tell people when I'm talking about economics, I'm in the third world, you might as well think. Basically, if you live in New York City.
Yeah.
And basically, my nephew is working 3 jobs to make ends meet.
Yeah.
He got a standard job, and then he runs out there and delivers pizza, and then he's plays with, he's does comedic work, being a comic around in some of the areas and stuff. But he basically, just to make his ends meet.
How old is he?
He is in his mid-20s now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's, that's what I tell people.
He's enterprising. I mean, that's the thing.
That's the time we all did stuff like that and so on. But it's a little hard for me to understand it because I am now comfortable and I'm getting ready to, my sister did this and I was getting ready to do it too, as we're calling making an early payment on their inheritance.
Yeah.
I have no kids. So I'm going to give, she passed out, I think, $5,000 to each one of them.
Cool.
To her nieces and nephews. And I'm going to do something similar, just simply because I made a little note and said I've ended up in a place where I never thought I'd be, which is I have more money than I know what to do with.
I think I just want to go back on the family tree. I think I'm related to you. I think I deserve one of those slices.
What was it? Oh, we had my sister invites all kinds of
cool, Jack.
People to Thanksgiving that need a Thanksgiving, and she had invited people there. One of the women was pregnant, and they were talking about the name of the child, and she had the first name, and they couldn't figure out what for a middle name. And I said, "Well, pick your favorite richest uncle." Everybody looked at me and go, "Yeah, we'll name him Jack."
That is cool.
That is.
Oh, Pugs decided to come in real life. You there?
Well, I was fussing around with your new VIP settings and all that stuff, and had sound on and all that, and it didn't seem to work, and I just can't keep my mouth shut. So,
well, now I actually saw your note because you were our first ever attempt at this brand new feature to display on the screen, and I put your comment on the screen. It looked pretty good on here. And
except the one that you put on there was 3 before I put 3 additional ones after it.
Is that right? Oh,
yeah. So it's either it's a lag or whatever. I don't know. But it was just.
We got a glitch. I'm gonna have to get.
You need to have like four monitors up there, Craig, where you're watching everything. So,
yeah,
simultaneously.
Silas on that case.
Silas, and then we can sit there and watch your head explode. So
exactly.
Opal wants to be adopted by you, Jack.
Oh, I'm the child you never adopted, says Opal. Jack.
Hey, we got a big family.
Well, speaking of your ancestry there, Peter, something I always do with guests, I ask my Silas Gemini, who are the last name of my guest, and I said, who are other famous people with that last name? And this one, this is a first. I haven't gotten this kind of response before. It says, you're the first one on the list. Look at that.
Wow, man. I don't know what to do with those other people. Oh, man. Well, I do. The largest almond and olive grower in the United States is named Ristudi. They're up in Fresno, California. And the granddaughter called me once, and we chatted, and then we chatted again on email. And they were from the same town in Italy. I always thought we're really getting somewhere. And I guess this is because I'm 68 years old. But I asked her, I thought pretty reasonable. I said, can you send me a picture of yourself so I could see it? And I never heard from her again. Apparently, this generation, that means I'm a stalker or something. So,
well, it's interesting you say that because the last sentence on here says the name is also associated with olive growing family.
That is great. Apparently, the almond side uses up a lot of water. So I get named that. But you know, my favorite.
I've seen that when I've asked about somebody's last to see. Mine's always like Joan Crawford, Cindy Crawford. There's all people way ahead of me.
Well, you know what I have is Craig. Is I have a relative now. It's a little distant, and but it doesn't have the same name. But it's John Belushi is a cousin of mine.
Is that right?
Yeah, and this I want to tell you about. We're talking about families. This is a good example of my family. I call my parents and I said, listen, I was going to have lunch with you, but I think what I'm going to do is have lunch with my cousins and then have dinner with you. And she says in that Boston accent, she goes, yeah, they're not there. And I said, well, where are they? And she said, they're in Martha's Vineyard. And I said, what are they doing in Martha's Vineyard? And she goes, you know, your cousin's funeral. I said, what cousin? She goes, you know, the Belushi guy. And that's how I found out it was really. I said, Mom, this would have been so valuable earlier, you know.
Yeah, back when we were in the dorm at Stetson University watching the very first episode of Saturday Night Live.
We did.
Very first episode in
75, was it?
75? Yeah, maybe it was 75.
Yeah. Oh, and man.
Tradition in our dorm, we would all gather. Okay, back to business. I have one final question. One question on my list I had just to show I'm prepared, and this has been bugging me for a while now. They keep talking about Trump keeps saying, you know, we're going to return the benefits of tariffs to the people and all this, but on another corollary is if the Supreme Court rules that these tariffs are unconstitutional and he can't, and there's talk then that the companies that paid the tariff that they would have to pay the tariffs back. Now here's my question. As you said earlier, and I've heard others say, and I believe it, is that consumers are paying these tariffs. Consumers are paying the tariffs. Now, they're not going to pay those tariffs back to the consumers who paid the tariffs, are they? They're going to pay those tariffs back to the companies that charge to the consumers, and those companies are going to keep that money, right?
Absolutely. And the other thing they do is you can see where Trump knew, you know, within a few weeks that this was a terrible idea, the tariffs. And so when one group is loud enough, like the farmers, or they get checks, you know, and they get money from Trump and to basically shut them up.
Twice. He did that in his first term, and he's done it again.
Yeah. He's just trying to buy votes, but that doesn't change that it was a terrible idea. You know, I think it kind of surprised, but people seem to go for it. But I really do see a shift coming. I don't want to be one of those crazy optimists, but I really see just by talking to people, and I got to tell you, I'm in the just opposite situation as Jack. Like Jack is in the part of the reddest part of Missouri, and New Orleans is unbelievable. We were the highest. In one of the presidential elections recently, we had the highest percentage of Democratic voters, and it's so odd because, 5 miles away, it's super red. I mean, you couldn't find and they write us off for the national elections, and I would too, because we're already in the bag for the red states. So I don't know. I had to make my own Kerry sign one year. It was a good project for me and the boys. So
how does Baton Rouge compare with New Orleans regarding the red-blue percentages?
Yeah, they are all red, and they're all about business. And
really,
and in fact, Interstate 10.
You lived in Baton Rouge for a while. You worked for
I worked for a liberal treasurer. Yeah,
Treasury Secretary.
Yeah. In fact, one of the things I said to my wife once, I was spending a night in Baton Rouge, and I said, you know, it's kind of wild. You know, we used to like our Unitarian church there, and I found a place that just plays kind of alt country music, and then a couple other things. And I said, you know, there's more liberals here than you think. And she goes, they're the same people. It's like the same 200 people we keep seeing. These couple of events. Oh my God! You know, one example to tell you, our Governor Landry. First of all, he was the guy. If you remember, I think it was under the Obama administration during the State of the Union that was holding up a sign saying "drilling means jobs," and that's another thing that's just a farce because why you drill an oil well has nothing to do with politics or any of that stuff. It's the price of oil. I mean, at 60, you don't drill. At 100, you buy a bunch of people.
You drill like hell.
Yeah, right. So it's just
drill,
ridiculous.
baby, drill.
Yeah.
At 60,
oil, gas, it's the same thing. It's all energy. It's
Yep.
just putting energy into the grid. And
Yep.
we've got that. You wouldn't know this, but I live up in West Virginia, and if there's a spot,
Pogue lives in East Bumfuck, West Virginia.
Yeah.
God.
And if there's
I just wanted to clear that up.
If there's a flat spot that's big enough to put a well pad on, they're putting it there.
Yeah.
Because it's just a question of how far down you have to drill to get to the gas over here. It isn't.
Right.
They don't need to have. Harkening back to yesterday's discussion about Lonesome Dove, they don't have to have dowsing sticks to go out and find water. you just have to wander around and you punch a hole and you're gonna find gas.
And that's the thing. They're usually the same companies, but oil is a worldwide commodity, and natural gas, except for LNG, which we do here to ship it abroad, it's a local, it's a national product. And so
we've got more Texas trucks in West Virginia than we have West Virginia trucks.
Oh my God. I remember an article in the Wall Street Journal, and it said that now they found the gas there. They had all these Texans that had worked in the oil field forever, and the West Virginians needed to get used to seeing hands that didn't have all their fingers.
Oh.
Oh yeah, I like Landman, by the way. It's I don't know that show.
You can't dislike Billy Bob Thornton in that case, in that show.
Yeah, that's right. My favorite is Cooper the son. I want to be more like Cooper, but I'm not. There's but yeah, I was going to say another thing about Mardi Gras. My own students never get arrested, never get in trouble. It's the friends they got from out of town, and they're always in central lockup. And it's
they're not pros.
No, absolutely. And my students will always say, like, a friend of mine came from Mardi Gras, and he wasn't doing anything, and a policeman on a horse pulled him out and put him in central lockup. And I think you're on a horse. There's 1,000 drunk people in front of you. He goes, you got to go.
You're the out of towner.
Yeah. Oh man.
Well, there is. I know living in the old urban neighborhood up in Kansas City is you can tell the outsiders real quick. So,
Yeah, in New Orleans you can tell.
You got to collect your tourist money where you get it and get it.
The thing I always remember about New Orleans, Peter was in New Orleans and I lived in Florida, and I would go over there a lot, and that they actually had liquor. Of course, we do here now, but in those days it was unheard of. They actually had liquor in the grocery stores and in the 7-Elevens and
yep.
Kids drink. I think they brush their teeth with bourbon or something.
But you know what? I want to tell you, I was giving a speech to the alcohol industry, and so we had a pre-speech meeting, and I said, "Is there anything we should know?" And I said, "Is it Trump put the tariff on aluminum, so it's going to cost like a penny more a can?" And they all look at each other, and then one says to the other, "Well, we might as well tell them." And I said, "That's what it was." And they said, "Our market share is being so eaten up by weed that we're in real trouble."
Really?
So, yeah, that's just so. I don't see a lot of drunk kids. I smell weed wherever I go. It's cars, churches. Doesn't really matter. That's what's coming.
Oh, Jack Peter's going to get us banned by TikTok now.
There he is.
Here's what happened: is Jack and I were talking when I was going over to DuPont Circle during the protest, National Guard protest, and I was going out there, and every time I was out there at the circle, I would smell the weed, wafting across it. I never could tell where it was coming from, and I mentioned it a couple of times, and we had been discussing how Washingtonians were really taking it in stride, this whole National Guard buildup. And I said, yeah, I guess that's why everybody's so chill about this. They're just all stoned, you know. And I banned that video for
No way.
appropriate references to drugs. They banned it. YouTube had no problem with it. Didn't do anything with it. YouTube banned, and twice we had that discussion twice. So Jack got to tell all his, his nieces and nephews, how cool he is that he got.
I got banned from TikTok.
What do they care? They're getting money.
They are.
Fine, really. I love
train their algorithms to do that. You know, I mean, they train them. If you hear the word pot or stoned, ban it. And I even appealed it though to. Presumably, when you appeal it, it goes to an actual human, and they never did. Well, I take it back. They did restore it, but they limited its distribution to only people over 21 years old. So anybody under 21 could not watch me and Jack.
Yeah, like
Heaven forbid.
Like kids are honest about their age when they sign up.
Right.
Well, that's probably a good idea on any of your videos. We shouldn't be corrupting these young people.
Oh, heaven forbid.
Well, the other day.
Yeah, Jack, that's a real problem. That 60 somethings and 70 somethings.
I was going to say
corrupting the youth. Yeah, that's a problem.
If we put in different photos, I think we could do better. But on that one, we've made up our minds on these issues.
See, in East Bumfuck, East Bumfuck, to give you an idea about what it is, it's actually a sister city of a more thriving city that's across Interstate 79.
Well, now what do you call the sister city to East Bumfuck?
Well, because my kid went to high school in East Bumfuck, and he was an athlete, as you well know, and I just call it the evil empire. Because it's where all the money and the people that think driving Yukons and that sort of things is essential. So it's definitely a tonier area.
Yeah.
Even though I have to say that we have a FBI fingerprint. A big FBI fingerprint facility here. I think it's probably it's probably the second largest employer in the county.
Senator Baker got that. That was your old, wasn't it? Bird.
No, yeah, Bob Bird got that here. But we got the second in command of that FBI center, 2 doors down from us, and sitting here. And Craig, if you remember when you came for that where you and I first met, when you came for your book tour for the Shoot the Messenger thing, met you over at that sort of tattered little country club.
Yeah,
that's East Bumfuck.
No, what was it?
That's the East Bumfuck Country Club. So,
well, they have a country club.
Yeah, you've been there. You were there.
Yeah, I know. I do remember that.
It was a, and you were brought there. It was kind of interesting. You were brought there by the wife of the biggest concrete and aggregate.
Oh yes, they were the concrete family. Yes,
right.
Yes.
Yeah, who lives on the bluff above our house, overlooking the country club and our little area. And
that was.
It looks like Glass Onion might be having a problem.
I know what he's talking about. Glass Onion, I apologize for that. I turned off the screen when I was putting up something to look at, and the comment thing was blocking it, and I turned it off, and I forgot to turn it back on. So that's human error. I can't blame that one on the AI. So comments are back on. Whenever I do that, say that because sometimes I take because the trouble is the comments get in the way of things that I put on the screen. So anyway, so that's the explanation for that.
So anyway, where I was going was that East Bumfuck is the central business district, which my wife and I's practice is on the edge of. It consists of basically 2 blocks of mostly empty storefronts, and the what people think about. You were talking about you smell pot instead of seeing drunk kids, and the real question in East Bumfuck between people of over the age of say 30 who aren't serious into that kind of stuff is that pot we're smelling or is that meth? You just don't know.
Well, Peter, I also want to connect this discussion to the midterms because, I think, what can you, this is tricky to ask anybody. I know it's an unfair question to project, but where do you think the economy might land at voting time for the midterms in November? Because that's going to be a big factor in who wins control of Congress. What do you do you have any thoughts on where you think it might land at that time?
I think most people saying he's going to rejigger the economy and make it good for November, but I don't think so. What I see is a real erosion and people realizing more about the economy. It's because it's like us getting together and saying, geez, this affordability issue or that. And they're thinking like, what's going on here? This isn't what I'm experiencing, and I think that's going to hit in. I think a Democrat's going to do pretty well in November. I think there's a lot of very close race, least in the House, but there's also some very interesting races in the Senate. I saw an interview with, you appreciate this. 2 nights ago, they pulled Colbert's interview off the air. And it's so funny. It was just what you said. Like, everybody pulled it off except for YouTube.
Yeah.
Apparently, these are our people. But that guy from South Texas was really interesting. And boy, would he be able to hit him.
Tariffs?
Yeah.
I like a Democrat who's not afraid of Jesus, talking about.
Yeah. And then, he's bringing out the issue. It's you're not acting like a Christian or a good person or whether it's Muslim or Jewish. And I think somewhere along the line, I'm amazed that the Catholic Church has been able to focus everything on abortion, and they're so afraid of touching these issues in the Bible because they are businesses, really. These churches, I mean, they're trying to get the biggest audience, and you don't want to lose parts of your flock. That's what's driving the whole thing. So
now that primary is coming up real soon. Does anybody know? I think it's like early March, the Democratic primary. Well, both Republican and Democratic primaries in Texas. I think they're right around the corner, coming up in early March, because Crockett and Tallarico on the Democrat side, and then Cornyn and Paxton on the Republican side. We got to get focused on that. We got to get done gone. We got done gone out in Texas. Done gone hadn't been here the last couple of days. She's got to get us some reports.
The current Pope did do a takedown on Trump about the immigration issue.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's and Craig, I was thinking about Texas, and I like Austin. I'm not crazy about the rest of the state, but Austin is very cool. And there's a company, it's like a diner that changes their sign in front every day, and it said, it says, speak with a Texas accent, love football, wear your boots, and vote Democratic. It confuses them.
Yeah, I used to call myself a redneck liberal just for that same reason. All blues here, blueberry.
Yeah, that's Arroyo. The diner is Arroyo.
Oh yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, I've been in the comments, but I can comment or I can listen. I can't seem to do both. So.
Oh gosh, I just now see you were in comment here. You just wrote. See, this is going to be the problem. This is going to be the problem with this new idea. Is I'm going to forget to go over here and look at it. You know, when people are commenting, I've just got to get into a routine of doing that. But
more monitors. You need more monitors.
I know.
There you go. You need 2.
But yeah,
he needs 4.
Yeah, you were talking about the economy. Cauliflower's $5.99 a head today. So
$5.99 a head. We got a grocery report live. $5.99 a head for college. That does sound like a lot.
What was it a year ago?
Yep.
What was it a year ago? I don't like it.
I can't stand to eat it, but that does sound like a lot.
Yeah, and the primaries in Texas are March 3rd.
Oh, good.
Well, that is right around the corner.
Yeah.
I knew it was coming. Yep. We got to get focused on that. What do you think's going on?
Rick Perry is all in for John Cornyn, because John Cornyn is the most do nothing. He is like a bowl of oatmeal. As far
Rick
as
Perry, I forgot about Rick. I forgot Rick Perry ever existed.
So he's pushing John Cornyn. So, but yeah, really? John Cornyn is just
the turning
tapioca.
Point. Kirk's wife, the Turning Point, endorsed Paxton, right? I think.
Yeah. Well.
Turning Point people.
Oh, the widow Kirk. Yeah.
The widow Kirk. Yes.
Yeah. Now there's
the glitter
widow.
The glitter widow.
Paxton.
The glitter widow.
Paxton,
yes.
Honest to God.
What's that, Pogue?
I said that's a critical choice between those two. I mean, if you're standing on the left-hand side of the political spectrum, you look at the two of them. It's like, I don't know. I guess it's a lesser of two evils question, but honest to God, it's not like Cornyn's going to be a good and
I don't
Perry's
like John
or
Cornyn.
Paxton's going to be bad. You know, it's like they're both bad.
Paxton is hate Paxton with every fiber of my being. So I don't like John Cornyn, like I said, but he is a bowl of tapioca or oatmeal, and he just goes along with whatever. He's got no spine, no outer exoskeleton, nothing.
Well, I am going to say I like Paxton.
Wow.
I want him to win.
Why?
That's the best chance for the Democrats to pick up a seat.
Well, this is true.
You want him to win the Republican nomination, right? Yeah.
That's true.
I got to tell you something I saw yesterday about the cauliflower piece. And I saw a guy wearing a red hat, and it just said, "Bring back $1.99 a pound crawfish." It's regional of those hats I've seen.
Well, that's our hour. We keep it to an hour because if we're going to do it every day, we've got to, or we'll just pass out. So
one
Peter,
little bit of housekeeping, Craig.
I'm coming to you. Actually, I want to end with your Elvis Presley, Jamie. Is that where you were headed, or
I was going with the movies that you need to watch from now till June.
Right.
All right.
I was just putting that up because that's what I was going to end with.
One of them is the Goonies, Craig.
Yeah.
One of them is the Goonies. Oh,
you have to watch the Goonies.
Katie here taught me about the Goonies.
I'm a elder millennial.
It's a classic,
though. You have to see the Goonies.
Now this is Jamie's blog over here, so everybody can get over there. But anyway, she's got this schedule of movies coming up, and I saw this trailer I was going to play for the take us out. Is this the trailer? Yes,
that's the trailer.
That's the trailer. And so, Peter, everybody go to itsneworleans.com. You come back and talk to us again sometime, Peter?
I would love to talk to you. Yeah, that was the thing you and I were best at in college, talking.
That's the only thing I can do. My only skill.
Only skill. Thanks for having me, Craig.
Yeah, good to hear you.
And thank you for being here. Hey, I hate to say this. This is probably an insult, but you seem to fit in quite well.
You know, I love the first line on Peter's bio. I looked at it this morning at Tulane. The first line in there is, Peter is the college professor you always wanted to have.
And I've been doing it for 40 years now, Craig, so it's getting there.
40 years. Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll get back at it. Everybody get on trailmix.cc and Winter in Germany. Good to see you on here. Did you have anything else to say? I think, yeah. And Glass Onion, sorry I took the comments off the screen there.
And Opal.
Opal, always good to see Opal. We didn't get any maggots in here for Opal to chase.
We didn't today.
Oh. I like getting the maggots. They're good for the algorithm. The robots don't care what they say. The more people, the better.
Okay. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
We're caught in a trap. I can't walk out because I love you too much, baby.
There's been a lot written and a lot said, but never from my side of the story.
Feel my temperature rise.
Hey, the light's on. I can see you. Hello out there. Hello.
High, it's burning through to my soul.
Camera crew, gentlemen. All right.
It's coming closer. I feel like I'm slipping away.
Play the hell out of it.
Your kisses left behind.
If you feel it,
Like the sweet song of a
you can't help but move to it.
you light my morning sky. Burning love.
It's a new crowd out there. They haven't seen us before. It's got to be like the first time we go on. That's one of the secrets.
Okay, I'm Lady Mau Mau, Craig's built-in emergency brake. If this wasn't enough for you, sign up for the newsletter. It's free, it's thoughtful, and it occasionally makes sense.